The first of the final 6. It's here tonight on this picture-perfect Friday night at Memorial Park for the Blazers in this 2024 season. It's do or die time now. They're fighting for that final third playoff spot in the Northern Division with the Pocono Timber Rattlers. They currently sit 0.07 of a win percentage point back. I'm Rock Pellegrino, joined alongside Julia Henry tonight as Scranton comes to town for the final time this season to play in a regular season game against the Blazers, but they very well could be back here at Memorial Park for the playoffs. So let's set the scene. The Blazers currently 11-15-2. The Pocono Timber Rattlers are 12-17-1. So that third and final spot in the playoffs in the Northern Division, it's coming down to the wire. The magic number for the Blazers is 5. They have 6 games left. 2 of those are against Pocono. Pocono has 4 games left, obviously 2 against the Blazers. So any win from the Blazers or loss from the Timber Rattlers will get that total up and a chance to get 1 of 5 here tonight against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners, the top team in the Northern Division, who currently have a game lead over Southside. Let's get you the starting lineups tonight first for the visiting Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. It's the shortstop, Jack Mathis, as you hear now, who will lead things off. Followed by him, it'll be the left fielder, Corey Daniels. The right fielder, Jake Milan, and the home run derby winner will bat third. The third baseman, Luke Spencer, bats in the cleanup spot. The first baseman, Nathan Dudek, will bat after him. Following that, it's the DH, Luke Kopak, in the 6 hole. The 7-hole hitter is the catcher, Gavin Lecoe. The center fielder, Evan Melberger, bats 8th, and the second baseman, Casey O'Brien, will round things off for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. On the hill tonight for the Blazers is Evan Whittick, getting his first start, the lefty from Misericordia University. Swinging here on the second pitch from Jack Mathis, and he pops it up into center field. And ranging in to make the catch for the first out of the game is Mason Woolline.
Number 10, Corey Daniels.
The Blazers tonight have a lineup we've seen fairly often, but we'll get you the offensive lineup shortly. The defensive lineup looks like this tonight. Out in the outfield, it's Matt Curtis in the left. In center, it's Mason Woolline, who just made that catch. Grayson Kovac is in right field. In the infield from left to right, it's Drew Simpson, Casey Vaughn, Carter Ribbon, and Dylan Broderick at first. Evan Whittick on the hill and Glenn Pleischer doing the catching tonight for Quakertown as they search for the first of 5 wins/Pocono losses that they need to make the playoffs. Second pitch of this AB to Corey Daniels is outside, and the count 1-1 with 1 out here in the inning. Whittick, the lefty, delivers the 1-1 outside, the count 2-1. So, Julia, we've seen pretty much everything here at Memorial Park this year. We've seen some good offense from teams. We've seen some bad offense. We've seen some bullpen issues. We've seen base running issues. Keys to tonight's game, let's hear it.
The keys to tonight's game, scoring early and scoring first. We've talked about consistently how that has helped out the Blazers. And last night, the Miners were very hot. So kind of knowing that and trying to pitch around that a little bit, prevent that from happening. And a big, this kind of sets the tone. You're entering that home stretch, that last 6 games. We've talked about 5 is that magic number. You need a win tonight, so you can still kind of fit that loss in somewhere and not have
that'll
5
help.
straight.
After a 5-pitch walk to Corey Daniels, Jake Milan hits a liner right over to third, caught by Drew Simpson. He goes back over to first for a double play, and the first runner of the game for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners is left stranded after that double play on a line out from Jake Milan, the home run derby winner. We'll head to the home half of the first inning. We'll get you the Blazers starting lineup when we come back. thought if it was Brain, it would be double E.
Yeah. I'm not positive, but I think it might be.
Back here for the bottom of the first inning. Let's get you the starting lineup tonight for the Quakertown Blazers.
The third baseman Westchester, number 22, Drew Simpson.
As you just heard, the starting lineup will be started by the third baseman Drew Simpson, the leadoff hitter in tonight's game. Followed by him will be the second baseman Carter Ribbon. And first pitch swinging here from Simpson. It's a ground ball over to second base, corralled easily by Casey O'Brien for the first out in the inning.
Number 5, Carter Ribbon.
Followed by Carter Ribbon, who is up to bat now. It'll be the shortstop Casey Vaughn in the 3 spot. The center fielder Mason Woolwine bats in the cleanup spot. The first baseman Dylan Broderick hits 5th. The designated hitter Jackson Schollenberger will bat 6th. The left fielder Matt Curtis bats 7th. The catcher Glenn Peischer will hit 8th, and the right fielder Grayson Kovac in the 9 spot. First pitch is in for a strike from Brandon Wozniak, the freshman from Bloomsburg, who gets a pop-up out of play foul. It's count now 0-2 with 1 out here in the bottom half of the first. To Carter Ribbon, the senior from Maryland Eastern Shore.
And a little bit delayed start due, strikeout there. The umps were a little bit late, but I mean, 5 quick outs. They're certainly, the Miners and the Blazers are both making up for lost time here, making this so far a very speedy first inning.
Yeah, we had a 7:11 p.m. first pitch start, I believe it was. It's now 7:20, so we're getting through it quick, but yeah, a little bit delayed in terms of the normal 7 p.m. start times, that's for sure. First pitch to Casey Vaughn is low for a ball. It's 1-0. Vaughn 3 for his last 9 in the last 5 games. He takes that pitch outside. He's showing off the plate discipline, which he has showcased all year. He leads the team in walks with 19. 2-0 pitch with 2 outs in the inning. That's a swing and a miss from Casey Vaughn. Count 2-1. And quickly you can see the tempo from the Wilkes-Barre Miners pitcher Brandon Wozniak. The righty deals and the 2-1 outside. It's 3-1. Wozniak making his second appearance against the Blazers this year, as that pitch is on the outside corner and the count full with 2 outs in the inning. The outfield shifted a tad towards the left as Vaughn, the lefty, digs in. And the right-handed pitcher delivers outside. That's a full count offering that's worked into a walk by Casey Vaughn.
And just a little bit outside there from Wozniak. We saw him shake off his catcher in the coat twice before agreeing on that third sign he was given, but just a little too far outside with that lefty batter.
Defensively tonight for the Miners, out in the outfield from left to right, it's Corey Daniels in left, Evan Melberger in center, and right field, Jake Milan. First pitch misses to Mason Woolwine. In the infield, it's Luke Spencer at the left side corner. At third base, Jack Mathis is at shortstop. Casey O'Brien plays second, and Nate Dudek at first. This pitch is popped up by Mason Woolwine over into foul territory on the right side. The right fielder ranging over, Jake Milan. He's there, and he makes the catch for the third out in the inning. So Casey Vaughn, after a 2-out walk, is left stranded. 1 left on base for the Blazers, 1 left on for Scranton in the top half of the first. We'll move to the second, still scoreless. He also wanted to pitch quick, but
yeah.
What do I know?
The weeds are
Weeding.
a little bit over there too.
Yeah, I walked out. I was like, oh, that's new.
What does the weather look like through this weekend? Hopefully it's
Yeah, that's a good. I think it's actually clear until Tuesday. So
yeah.
which is good until the playoffs,
And then it's
yeah, another problem.
Wednesday and Thursday maybe rain.
Yep.
So that's fun.
I think the playoffs are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I don't even know.
All right. Luke Spencer will dig in here, the cleanup batter for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners, as Jake Milan lined out into double play after the first base runner of the game reached a board in Corey Daniels with a walk. The first pitch from Evan Whittick is in for a strike. The count 0-1. That one misses low and away. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike here to Luke Spencer, who leads the team in batting average of .429 average for the senior from Wilkes. Takes that pitch and it misses. The count 2-1. Couple of up-tempo, quick-moving pitchers on the hill in this game, as this one is hit in the air out to left field. Ranging back is the left fielder, Curtis. He's to the track. He's at the wall, and he has room. He makes the catch. A scary and loud first out in the inning.
Certainly. And that one was, we've seen it a couple times, especially to that left field wall. Just multiple balls that are hit just about 5 feet short of a home run.
And we mentioned it earlier in the first inning. This Scranton team has some power. They hit 5 home runs yesterday against the division-leading Southside Railers, who also had their ace on the hill, and Ashton Johnson. 2 of those home runs off the bat of Luke Spencer, who just sent that one to the warning track. First pitch to the lefty, Nate Dudek, the first baseman. He leaves it outside. 1 out here in the road half of the second inning. That pitch upstairs, and the count 2-0 with 1 out. Both teams with a base runner in their halves of the first offensively, but nothing coming from it yet. That pitch in for a called strike, and it's 2-1 on the outside corner. Dudek hitless this year against the Quakertown Blazers. 0 for 7. He fouls that one off.
We don't need another jinx here.
Yep. I guess we're getting out of the way early, huh?
Yeah.
We had that with Casey O'Brien, who's batting in the 9 spot earlier this year. 2-2 pitch, bounces in the dirt outside. And the count moves full with 1 out here in the top half of the second inning. Evan Whittick from Misericordia, the incoming sophomore. He only appeared in 1 game collegiately, and it didn't go too well, but chance to respond here in the summer collegiate season as a hard-hit ground ball is snagged by Dylan Broderick, taking himself to first for out number 2.
The designated hitter from East Stroudsburg, number 23, Luke Kopak.
Now it'll be the DH, Luke Kopak, who's 2 for 11 against Quakertown, a .231 overall batting average this season. Kopak digs in, lefty-righty matchup, 2 outs in the inning. The first pitch to him, and it's lined out to left. That's going to drop in for the game's first hit, as he's aboard with a 2-out base hit to left field.
The catcher from Mount St. Mary's, number 18, Gavin Lacoe.
Now it'll be the catcher, Gavin Lacoe, who is 1 for 6 against the Blazers in this Scranton offense that hasn't exactly lit it up on the scoreboard. It's more the defense and pitching staff that's gotten them into first in the North. For the longest time, they were the second lowest offense, just next to the Blazers at the bottom in the runs scored category, as that pitch in for a strike, and it's 0-1 here to Gavin Lacoe, the catcher. Kopak on first. Whittick delivers back over to first. He's there standing safely. Lefty-righty matchup once again. The 0-1 with 2 outs on the way, and this one's popped up in foul territory. Going to be close. Over towards the Blazers' dugout, and it's out of play on the roof of the Quakertown dugout.
And Dylan Broderick did a good job of chasing it down until it literally hit the roof.
Yep.
But he was ready if it shifted at all. There is a little bit of wind pulling towards left field, a little bit towards the left, so could have gone back over and play.
0-2 with 2 gone here in the second inning. Whittick, the lefty, delivers, and he gets a swing and a miss. He leaves another base runner stranded. 1 left on base for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 here at Memorial Park. 5, 6, 7 due up here for the Blazers, and Dylan Broderick set to lead things off in the bottom half of the second inning as the Blazers search for their first hit and to take the early lead here at Memorial Park. They've done that 11 times this year, taking the lead first, scoring first in ball games. When they do that, they're 6-3-1. The reason there's only 10 games is because they're missing one. That's a suspended game against Southside, as that one's flown out into right field and drops in foul territory. Count 0-2 here quickly to Dylan Broderick as the up-tempo pitcher on the hill for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. Brandon Wozniak deals inside, and the count 1-2. 3 pitches in the blink of an eye. It barely even got to get anything in there. I like that, though. Keep it moving.
Yeah,
Pitch up high, check swing, they defer down, and the field ump Tom Justovic says that Dylan Broderick went around, and that's the second strikeout for Wozniak and out number 1.
Wozniak certainly is keeping to his tempo, and he has a quick tempo, one of the quickest I'd say we've seen here.
So now it's Jackson Schollenberger. He's been hot against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners this year, 6 for 10 overall, including 3 doubles. Takes the first pitch and it misses. The count 1 ball and no strikes here to the designated hitter Schollenberger as he swings and misses at that offering.
And tempo was a big way, too, to kind of create that assertive role as a pitcher, as, you know, the Blazers have struggled offensively. And if you keep jamming them in with pitch after pitch after pitch, there's no time to reset. There's no time to really get out of that rhythm. So, you know, it's a good move from Wozniak, and we'll have to see if the Blazers, you know, call time a little bit more tonight, as his pace is just quick.
3-1 on the way, and that one's chopped foul. And the count full of payoff on the way here to Jackson Schollenberger. Schollenberger leading the team in extra base hits and in RBIs. The 3-2 with 1 gone in the inning, and this one's popped back behind us over the pavilion. You can hear it hit the gravel or dirt, whatever it was back there. So we'll do the payoff pitch with 1 gone here in the home half of the second inning. Wittick and Wozniak both delivering quickly as that pitch misses high and inside to Schollenberger, and he works a payoff pitch into a walk.
The left fielder from Ithaca, number 18, Matt Curtis.
So now it'll be Matt Curtis.
Excuse me, ma'am, what were you asking?
Curtis, the left fielder, and the lefty. Pardon me, the right-handed hitter, and the left fielder digs in here. He takes the first pitch in for a strike with 1 out. Losing my train of thought with how quick Wozniak's pitching here as Curtis swings at this offering and launches it back to left field, ranging back to the track and making the catch is Daniels. A well-hit ball, but it results in out number 2.
Northampton Community College, number 21, Glenn Pfizer. Do you know what she was asking?
So a loud second out as the Blazers have a base runner in this inning. Still searching for their first hit, though, as Schollenberger stands on the first base bag. He takes his lead. 3 for 4 stealing bags this year. First pitch swinging from Peischer, and this one's popped up into left field. Ranging in a few steps in under it to make the catch is Corey Daniels. So fly out to left field. 1 to the warning track, 1 in shallow left field. 1 runner left on base for the Blazers. We'll head to the third. Still 0-0 here at Quakertown Memorial Park. The 8-hole batter and the number 8 center fielder, Evan Melberger, will lead things off here in the top of the third inning. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. Evan Whittick still on the hill for the Blazers. First pitch, and that one's going to plunk Melberger. It hits the inside of his elbow, and he'll take the base the hard way to first.
Casey O'Brien.
So Whittick, the left-handed pitcher tonight for Quakertown, the sophomore from Misericordia, issues the hit by pitch there to lead things off in the top of the third. Whittick with one strikeout thus far and one hit allowed, still scoreless in his first appearance here at home and overall in a orange and black Blazers uniform. Count 0-1. Here to Casey O'Brien. Throw back over to first. Going to be a close play, and Whittick got him. Broderick applies the tag. One out.
That was pretty.
Beautiful disengagement there, stepping off the mound, getting it right over the left-hander. Able to kind of make that look like his usual windup without it being a ball.
Yeah, it was. There was definitely a little bit of a fake out there, a little bit of a delay to get Mollenberger perfectly and kind of hit the guy by a pitch, and then you throw him out at first. So.
And then he gets the backwards K. He gets Casey O'Brien looking on a 3-pitch strikeout for the second out of the inning, and Evan Whittick, after plunking the first batter with the first pitch of the inning, has 2 outs. So now the lineup turns over, and it's Jack Mathis, the Quakertown killer. 4 hits overall, but he's got 3 walks and 4 stolen bags against the Blazers this year. Specifically played well here at Memorial Park in the 2 games that the Miners have played here. That pitch in for a strike, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike with 2 outs in the top of the third. Mathis, the all-star, at the plate. Lunges back out of the right-handed batter's box to avoid that pitch. The count 2-1. Outfield shifted a little bit towards left field as the wind has stopped here at Memorial Park. The lefty deals. Pitch fouled off the top of the pavilion and shot right back over to the third base dugout, and the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners will corral that one off the gravel.
Perfect there for Corey Daniels to be able to pick that one up and hand it to the ump if he steps into the box.
2-2 with 2 outs in the inning, and it's a ground ball to the left side. Over to his right is Casey Vaughn. Going to be a tough play, throwing across his body, and it's not in time. Beating it out is Mathis, and he's aboard with a 2-out infield hit.
Number 10, Corey Daniels.
And that's one you'll take there if you're the Blazers. Casey Vaughn made that throw as quickly as he could, and there wasn't an overthrow. There wasn't panic. We've seen some of those, especially with 2 outs. That's when the errors come from, when you're feeling that pressure to secure that final out. So we'll take that runner on first.
Yep, indeed. So runner aboard at first base as Corey Daniels fouls that one back. The count 0-1 with 2 outs here in the road half of the third inning. Evan Whittick, the sophomore from Misericordia, on the hill. The lefty holds at the Blazers lettering up towards the middle of his chest, and he gets a swing and a miss in the count 0-2. A couple of late additions to the summer season roster, specifically here for the Miners, with Corey Daniels getting his 6th at-bat of the season. 0-2 pitch with 2 outs, and that one's in there on the inside corner, a backwards K for Evan Whittick. He leaves a runner stranded once again in the top of the third inning, and he gets his 3rd strikeout after picking off a batter at first, and we will head into the bottom of the third inning. The score, 0-0 here at Memorial Park. The 9-hole batter, Grayson Kovac, set to lead things off here in the bottom half of the third inning, as Brandon Wozniak going to probably showcase the up-tempo pitching that he's showcased so far through the first 2 innings. Misses with that first offering. It's 1-0 right back on the hill. That sounded like a broken bat. It's a ground ball right back over to second. O'Brien has a high throw, but it's snagged out of the air by the first baseman, Nate Dudek, for out number 1.
Top of the order in the first
And an
inning from Westchester,
excellent
number
snag
22,
by
Drew
Nate
Simpson.
Dudek, who was able to jump up and kind of land right on the bag just as Kovac was reaching.
So Kovac retired as the first batter in the inning, and the lineup turns over to Drew Simpson. Takes the first pitch. That one finds the zone. It's 0-1 with 1 out. These 2 teams playing a low-scoring game, which has been the theme. That one in for a strike. 3-1 ball game between these 2 teams to start things off in the season series. This is a chopper right over to Jack Mathis. The All-Star has it, scoops it up, and that one's in time for out number 2. But in terms of the low-scoring games, we saw a 3-1 win for the Blazers. We've seen a 1-0 loss here at Memorial Park for the Blazers. We've seen a 3-1 loss, a 5-2 loss. That one a little bit more high-scoring, but for the most part, these 2 teams keeping them low. First pitch swinging here, and it's popped up. Communication in the right field corner, and that is Jake Milan over to make the catch to retire Carter Ribbon. And we will head into the top of the 4th inning. A quick 3 innings here after a late start from an umpire delay. 7:42. We'll head to the 4th inning. I'll turn it over to Julia Henry for play-by-play. I'll step over to the color commentary duties. We'll be right back here on the Quakertown Blazers YouTube channel.
Jake Milan leads things off for the Miners, and I mean, that was about the quickest 3 innings we've ever had here at Memorial Park.
Indeed. It was, I think, under 30 minutes.
Yeah, either right around 30, a little bit under, as these 2 pitchers in Wittig and Wozniak have just been quick and accurate. Both help.
Indeed.
1-1 count.
Blazers still searching for their first win here at home on a weekday night game. It's yet to happen yet.
That's crazy.
Might as well do it in the last one of the season.
Yeah.
You know?
And you certainly, all these stats, it does kind of depend on the game, playoffs, open at an empty slate, but you kind of want to win your first weekday home game before that potential playoff game next week.
I mean, hey, I wouldn't mind them losing this, sneaking into the playoffs, and then winning a home weekday game in the playoffs for the first time. That would work.
That would also work.
Keep on the playoff standings. First seed gets a bye in each division, which that's probably going to be the Trenton Capitals in the South. Magic number's 1 there.
Fell back out of play. So another payoff pitch coming to Milan here.
Capitals need a win or 1 Mercer loss, and they'd have that division and the bye. In the North, it's the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners here tonight. with a 1-game lead over Southside, competing for that number 1 seed, the coveted spot. The 2 and the 3 seeds play a 1-game play-in at the 2 seeds stadium.
Another ball. Foul, but Drew Simpson's able to make that catch in foul territory for out number 1 as Luke Spencer, the third baseman, steps to the plate.
Talked about the quick pitching, and Julia, you mentioned the accuracy. Evan Whittick, 40 pitches overall. Now 41 after that last one, and it's 26 of them have been strikes or balls in play. So limiting the balls and then able to find the zone. Wozniak on the other side, 32 pitches, 21 of them strikes or balls in play.
Ball 1 there. And that's another thing. I mean, that's a pretty even pitch count, and that's something we don't usually see.
Yeah, and then obviously that takes a toll on the bullpen over time with the Blazers, especially with the depleted number of arms they've had throughout the year.
Yeah, and with them having to play these final 6 games in just a span of 4 days, you certainly want to save your bullpen as much as you possibly can if you're the Blazers.
Yeah, the schedule to round out the year for the Blazers. It's tonight against Scranton, then tomorrow we'll be here. Saturday doubleheader against the Trenton Generals, who have clinched the 3rd and final spot in the Southern Division.
As that pitch comes in for a strike, retiring Luke Spencer on a strikeout.
Farley Dickinson, number 27, Nate Dudek.
So Nate Dudek steps to the plate here.
After the Generals doubleheader on Saturday, it'll be Sunday doubleheader at Pocono as a 5-0 lead for the Blazers. A suspended game will be made up in the bottom of the 5th. That game will start. And then also, I believe it'll probably be a 7-inning game against the Timber Rattlers. It was originally just a 9-inning weekday game, but will probably be 7 to make it an impromptu doubleheader.
And that ball just kind of takes a nice strike off the bat as it curves to the right, missing Carter Ribbon at second base. So that one just creeps into right field by kind of the luck of the wind there. So that sends Nate Dudek to first and Luke Kopech to the plate.
Had some base runners here. Have the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners, 3 hits, a hit by pitch, and a walk as well. Nothing to come from it yet, though, as Whittick's displayed the inside move.
And that ball is hit to deep left field. Matt Curtis looks and makes the catch for out number 3. So once again, Scranton strands a runner and no runs scored. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It'll be 3-4-5 for the Blazers. Casey Vaughn, the shortstop, leads things off.
Did some math during the break. We were trying to figure out the total number of innings that the Blazers will play in these next 4 days. It is, that's in for a strike. It's 43.5 innings between Friday and Monday.
As that ball is hit into right field. And what a catch there by Jake Milan from the minors. Just tracks it down perfectly. The sun is definitely in the right fielder's eye right now as it sets, but able to secure that catch for out number 1. And that's a crazy amount of baseball to be played in just 4 days.
Yeah. That ball had some pop on it, though. I thought it had a chance to sneak over his head, but unfortunately it did not.
That one's in for a strike to Mason Woolwine. And that ball bounces over the left side of the mound. Shortstop Jack Mathis reels it in. The row is in line, but just not in time. So Mason Woolwine reaches on a single. And that'll be, the first hit of the night for the Blazers.
Had some base runners via some walks, but first one via the hit tonight for the Blazers. A runner aboard in Woolwine, who's perfect swiping second base this year, 7 for 7 overall.
And that pitch is down and inside to Dylan Broderick. He hits that second one into the gap between short and third. So that'll send Mason Woolwine easily over to second, and an easy single for Dylan Broderick. So moving the runners, definitely a big key. And now with Mason Woolwine in scoring position and just 1 out, the Blazers definitely need to capitalize and score here as Jackson Schollenberger, the DH, steps into the box.
Woolwine and Broderick coming up with their 5th hits, both against Scranton this year. 5 hits total for each of them.
And a swing and a miss for strike 1 from Schollenberger.
Schollenberger, he's 6 for 10 against the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners.
And that one comes in for strike 2. So down 0-2 in the count. Staying alive, Schollenberger fouls that one back over the pavilion.
The Blazers in their last 5 games, .256 batting average with runners in scoring position against Scranton overall this year, 103. Got to capitalize here.
And Schollenberger sends that one to deep left field. It'll be caught by Corey Daniels. And with that ball into deep left field, Mason Woolwine isn't able to tag up and advance to third. So he remains at second. Broderick remains at first. 2 outs now as Matt Curtis steps to the plate.
I mean, you could tell they're on Wozniak now with him working quickly. They're starting to find the rhythm a little bit, starting to sniff out the sequences. Couple of hard hit balls, couple of ground balls that have snuck through.
That one's in for ball 1. And Curtis pops this one to center field, caught by Alvin Melberger. So the Blazers strand 2 men on base and are unable to score first. So we head to the top of the 5th and it remains 0-0. It'll be 7-8-9 up for the Miners. Gavin Lecoe, the catcher, leading things off against Trey Sanders, who came on the mound on relief for the Blazers.
Yeah, so the day done for Evan Whittick in his first appearance in a Blazers uniform. Does the job well. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, scoreless, 1 walk, 4 Ks. 48 total pitches.
And the first pitch of the night from Sanders in for a strike. Second one also in for a strike. So far, so good from Trey Sanders.
Spells it the Trey Young way, if you're out there wondering. The T-R-A-E. Is that a T-R-E-Y? Very irrelevant information. Just want to throw it in there.
That one's in for a ball. So Lecoe stays alive.
5th appearance overall for Sanders. Joined the team in early July. July 2nd, his first appearance against Scranton.
That one's just a little bit low. So that'll even the count.
Sanders in that outing against the Miners. 4 innings pitched. He faced 17 batters, 5 hits, 2 earned runs.
And that one is fouled up the third base line.
A little bit of a slower tempo here for Sanders after we saw the quick-moving Whittick and Wozniak on the other side as well.
This just popped into my head. Somewhat irrelevant with the 2-2 count, but I wonder how many times both starting pitchers' last names start with a W. I feel like there's not many W names.
You're correct.
That little interesting just kind of came to me as Casey Vaughn catches that one, backtracked a little bit, called off Woolwine and Curtis, so out number 1.
I feel like it took me a while to go through the game changer and try to figure out when that last was, so we'll save that for the next broadcast tomorrow. I'll get on that after the game. I'd probably go quiet for the next couple of minutes if I was looking for that.
I don't know. Yeah, there's just not many W last names that I don't know if it's happened. So pitch 1 to Evan Milberger in for a ball. And that one is sent back on a grounder to Casey Vaughn. Whole fire across the mound, but not in time. His throws have been accurate. It's just that was a slow dribbler ground ball to Vaughn. So by the time he took the time to make that accurate throw, Melberger was already on the mound.
This team's got some speed. Beat out an infield hit earlier. That one, the first one, was a tougher play for Vaughn. That one was shallow more to the infield, which makes it arguably even more tougher for Casey Vaughn, but the first one was just hit well out in the outfield.
Yeah, so Casey O'Brien steps to the plate, fouls off the first pitch, and I'd like to think Evan Melberger, he was caught at first last time he was on base after he was hit by pitch. So I'm thinking might be a little cautious, but new pitcher on the mound, so I don't really know where his mind is at as he's at first. Definitely taking a shallow lead. O'Brien finds himself down 0-2 in the count.
Season series 4-1 in favor of the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. This is the 6th and final between these two teams in the regular season.
First ball to O'Brien.
See some heavier brown patches in the infield thanks to the rain on Wednesday night.
That one is fouled back out of play.
And that rain also is what pushed the Pocono doubleheader that was scheduled for Thursday into Sunday now, which has now forced the Blazers to play 4 consecutive days. 43 innings overall.
You see Sanders look back Melberger at first before he gets O'Brien for a swing and a miss.
The top of the order in the shortstop from East Stroudsburg, number 6, Jack Mack.
So now Jack Mathis steps up to the plate, the leadoff hitter with 1 man on base and 2 outs. And Rocco, it might benefit the Blazers that Pocono game is on set now, 3rd game in a row, negative, but on the road. And that's where they seem to play best.
Yeah, right.
As Mathis sends that one into deep left field. And that'll be fair. It rolls all the way to the fence, gets stuck a little bit. Mulberger's going home, and he'll easily go home. The cutoff throw just goes to 3rd as a double there by Jack Mathis.
The left fielder from Bloomberg, number 10, Corey Daniels.
I called him the Quakertown killer. And it continues. Now 2 for 3 tonight.
And the Miners score their first run of the night there. And now with a runner still in scoring position in Mathis as Corey Daniels steps up to the plate.
Mathis, he's got some speed as well. More than 20 stolen bases, only thrown out twice, and one of them was here at Memorial Park.
Swing and a miss from Daniels, so he finds himself down 0-2 in the count. So Sanders looking to end the inning on this pitch. Sanders looks back at Mathis, fires that one in, and it'll be in for a ball.
It's the 18th time the opponent has scored first against the Blazers this year. When that happens, Quakertown is 4-12-1. 6-3-1 the other way when they score first.
And Sanders gets Daniels there with a swing and a miss. So that'll strand Mathis on second base, but Scranton plated one in that inning. So with a 1-0 lead, we head to the bottom of the 5th. Glenn Visor steps to the plate in the 8-hole. It'll be him, Grayson Kovac, and Drew Simpson in this inning for the Blazers. And Brandon Wozniak remains on the mound for the Miners. So the Blazers are looking to score here and take the lead after they gave up 1 in the top of the inning.
Seen a 1-0 ball game between these two teams here before. Mike Pasco on the hill for the Blazers in that game. He went 7 innings, 2 hits allowed. Both were questionable as well. Could have been a no-hitter.
Yeah, and a quick 2-1 count to Fischer. And the tempo remains quick for Wozniak, as that one is fouled out of play, evening the count at 2-2.
5 hits to 2 in favor of Scranton.
Another one foul off. And Fischer, he has a fun bat with that kind of baby blue coloring instead of just the wooden one, as he sends one over to third base. But that'll be a ground out as Luke Spencer quickly fires over to Nate Dudek for out number 1. Grayson Kovac steps to the plate. He grounded out during his first appearance.
He's 3 for 15 overall against the Miners with 2 RBIs as well.
First pitch in for a strike from Wozniak.
Wozniak overall is the ace for the Miners, a .808 ERA, 6-0 overall win-loss record in 9 total appearances, 5 starts.
That one comes in for a ball. So after a quick 0-2 count, now it's 1-2. Kovac sends that one into deep left field. And what an incredible catch. The out stays there. Diving catch by Corey Daniels. Dropped the ball a little bit, but he had already definitely caught it, landed. Then the ball fell out of his glove later, so.
I thought he started ranging back at first, and then he started coming in, and then he had to dive for it because of that, I believe. But nonetheless, that was still a hard-hit ball by Kovac. Just the lineup turns over. It's just right at these outfielders in the outfield from Scranton.
Simpson fouls that one off after an early strike, so he finds himself down 0-2 in the count. Yeah, and we've certainly seen a lot of hard balls hit to the deep outfield, but they're just going exactly pretty much to those position players. That one comes in for a ball.
Yeah, only 2 hits for the Blazers, but it feels like they've really gotten on Wozniak these last 2 innings.
Definitely, they've started to figure out his tempo as Simpson fouls that one back out of play. Simpson sends that one in to deep center field, but once again, right to Evan Melberger. So that'll retire the Blazers, and it remains 1-0 in favor of the Miners. So stepping in for the Miners, it'll be 3-4-5. Jake Billen, Luke Spencer, Nate Dudek, and we're not even an hour into this game, and we are already in the top of the 6th.
It's a quick mover.
Just crazy fast.
I guess the players obviously want to shoot over to the concert. What is it, country tonight?
Low
Univest,
Cash, I believe.
I'm not informed on the music enough to give my credible opinion.
So 1-1 count to Jake Milan.
It's the Univest Performance thing. Is that where it's at?
Univest Performance Center.
Yeah,
Sounds of
Performance
Summer
Center.
Concert Series.
There it is.
Low Cash.
Good thing they're not paying me to promote that. I already screwed up the name twice.
They're a musical duo formerly known as the Low Cash Cowboys. They've released 3 studio albums. It's country.
Sure.
I don't really know.
Why not? Saw some country hats pulling in tonight to the park.
Milan sends that one to right field, but easy grab right to Grayson Kovac. So the trend continues of hitting these deep fly balls precisely to the position player.
I want a little bit more air under it. Not as well hit as our, or that's just the way we're going to label it as the Blazers broadcast do. The Blazers ball's much more well hit, harder hit. Miners, even though they're going right to them, it's more up in the air. That's how I'm calling it. Got to be a little biased every now and then.
I agree with that. I think the key difference that we've seen, especially as Sanders stepped in for Wittig, is Westinghouse balls are just quicker and harder, and as the saying goes, the harder it's pitched, the farther it goes.
Oh, I didn't think you were going with that one. I thought you were going with it's not about how hard you hit it, it's about where you hit it. That's my favorite baseball
That
cliche.
is a good one, but that one is
like
really
that one
not
too.
working tonight, as it's being hit to every player.
Yep.
It's going more with the speed. As that one is roped back, Mason Woolwine tracks it down and catches it. Had to move a little bit, run back, and grab it, but that gets Luke Spencer out. So Nate Dudek steps to the plate with 2 outs.
Credit to Spencer, that one was hard hit. It just, once again, right to the center fielder, Mason Woolwine.
And Dudek got a single his last at bat when he stepped in with 2 outs. So he's looking to get on base again here.
I hear the music starting. I heard a loud bass. It's still kind of ongoing now. I probably can't hear it on the broadcast, but there's definitely something going out there in left field.
Quieter than I thought it would be for being pretty much across the street. As that ball goes over the glove of Carter Ribbon, just a little bit to his right, so he tried to slide and grab it that way instead of backhanding it. But on this slide, the ball bounced over his glove, which was lower than it normally would be, and because he slid, there was no ability to really move and get up. So that ball creeps into right field, so I guess I jinxed it. A single there for Nate Dudek.
Tough backhand play there, ranging over on a ball that's hopping right in front of him. That's a tough play for any infielder.
That ball is sent over to Casey Vaughn at short, so he'll fire it over to Ribbon at second for out number 3. So that'll retire the Miners in this inning. It'll be Carter Ribbon, Casey Vaughn, and Mason Woolwine up to bat for the Blazers this inning.
Ribbon 0 for 2, Vaughn 0 for 1 with a walk. Woolwine 1 for 2.
And the music is definitely getting louder.
I like it. A little bit of background noise.
Ribbon fouls that one off with the tip of his bat. So 1-1 count. Wozniak still keeping this quick pace on the mound as he enters his 6th inning. Ribbon fouls that one off to the opposite side, over to the third base side.
The Miners plated the game's first run back in the top of the 5th. Evan Melberger started things off with a 1-out single, followed by Jack Mathis a 2-out double to the left field corner. Blazers left 2 stranded in the bottom half of the 4th.
Sends that one over to the shortstop, and quick out there as Mathis fires it over to Dudek at first.
So
now it'll be Casey Vaughn, who has worked his way into the 20 walks category. I don't know if there's a phrase for that. 20 walks. Well, let's come up with some. Think of something while you're doing play-by-play. I gotta come up. It's just a special category to be in.
I think how it's my job on play-by-play
Yep.
to
I'm
come up
thinking.
with.
I'm gonna think of something.
with that. So ball 1 to Casey Vaughn, fouls that one off. So we're definitely seeing, we've seen those hard hit balls, and we're seeing the timing get there with a lot of foul balls against Wozniak, which is upping his pitch count. Another one in for a ball.
I got one. 2 dimes worth of walks. Get it? 10, 20. It's so bad. I know it's really bad.
I did get
Yeah.
that one, but
2 dimes. No, it just doesn't flow right.
no.
He's got 20 walks. Just leave it at that, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're
21.
getting anywhere with that one, but that'll be a walk to Casey Vaughn. So Mason Woolwine steps up to the plate, and he has one of 2 hits. Actually, Mason Woolwine and Dylan Broderick, who's up next, are the only 2 Blazers with hits in tonight's game. So
Yep.
hopefully goes well here as Wozniak fired that one over to first, but Vaughn's lead was about 2 steps, so that one probably more risk than reward for Wozniak as that pitch goes inside to Woolwine for a ball.
2 dimes and a penny worth of walks now for Casey Vaughn.
I think at Penny that has even
Yep.
less of a flow.
Yep.
But
21 walks. Just gonna call it that. It's impressive, man.
A for
21 walks in the
effort,
season.
A for creativity. And yes,
Yeah,
definitely impressive
We're trying to
to
innovate.
Casey Vaughn.
Wozniak's next offering will be his 70th pitch. So the Blazers starting to get that pitch count up a little bit.
That one pushes Leco all the way over to the right side of the plate, but he keeps it in front of him, so Vaughn doesn't get to steal a base there on that pitch that was a little bit wild, but Vaughn takes off there, and of course, as he takes off, Mason Woolwine fouls that one off and fouled all the way down the third base line, so turn my head down that way, and the Miners are just sending an arm to their bullpen now.
I like the hit and run on there.
Mason Woolwine sends that one fair, almost basically in the same position. So that one kind of bounces fair in that third base territory and rolls all the way right up that line into left field. So with 1 out, runners on first and second, Dylan Broderick, the only other Blazer to have a hit in tonight's game, steps up to the plate, and here already finding themselves in the bottom of the 6th. The Blazers truly need to capitalize on the 2 runners they have on base right now.
They had this same situation in the bottom of the 4th. Runners on first and second couldn't capitalize.
That'll be a ball 1 to Broderick.
The hit and run was in order there on that ball from Woolwine. Probably at third is Vaughn.
And that ball is roped out. And that'll be out number 2. And that's exactly what we saw the last time they were men on first and second. We saw Jackson Schollenberger pop it right up to left field, which is where you really don't want to pop it up because it doesn't allow that runner to advance from second to third. If anything, you're trying to look for that right field approach.
Yeah, tough. Obviously, they had the hit and run with Vaughn off on the Wool line swing. It went foul down the left field side. The next pitch, he keeps it in play, fair down the left field line. Could be a third, could have scored a run there with a sac fly, obviously, with Vaughn at third and 1 out. Instead, 2 outs with him in second. Just unfortunately a bad break.
So now Jackson Schollenberger, the DH, steps to the plate, takes the first pitch in for a ball, goes around on that one. I think we're saying he goes around, or they called it a strike. Not really entirely sure what the call was there,
Pretty
but
sure he went called strike.
definitely a strike there. Schollenberger hits that one, and that one bounces in front of the left fielder. But unfortunately, Vaughn finds himself dead at home as that one just, dropped in front of the left fielder in Corey Daniels. So we could have had 3 men on with 2 outs, but, sent Vaughn around and very dead at home on that ball into shallow left. So Blazers have 2 men on base, can't score any, find themselves still in a 1-0 hole.
Leading off for the minor.
Top of the 7th. It's 1-0. The Miners lead over the Blazers, and Grayson Kovac coming in from right field onto the mound. He will take over in relief. Logan Sigg will now play right field for the remainder of this game, most likely. 3 innings left here. The time, 8:25 p.m., and we started 10 minutes late. The
Crazy.
quickest moving baseball game you may ever see, but knock on wood, you still got another 3 innings to change that as Kovac yanks the first pitch into the left-handed batter's box in the dirt.
And it is just a beautiful night for baseball here at Memorial Park. The sun setting, gorgeous, little bit of pink, purple, perfect, and it's 74 degrees.
Indeed.
And lacking humidity, which is, we've had some hot nights in this press box, and we've let you all know when it's been hot in here, but it feels perfect tonight.
Count 1-1 after a swing and a miss from the catcher, Gavin Lecoe, at the plate in the right-handed batter's box. 1 for 8 overall this year against the Blazers. The 1-1 offering from Kovac is on the outside corner for strike 2. Trey Sanders is done in relief of Evan Whittick. He goes 2 innings, allows 1 earned run, 3 hits, 2 Ks. 1-2 pitch is popped in the air out to center field. Mason Woolwine flares the arms out, and he's under it to make the catch for out number 1.
The center fielder from Wilkes, number 8, Evan Melberger.
And that one certainly had plenty of airtime.
Didn't really have to move off his spot as well. So defensively for the Blazers now after the change, Matt Curtis still in left field, Mason Woolwine still in center. It's now Logan Sigg out in right field. The infield still the same. Drew Simpson at third, Casey Vaughn at short, Carter Ribbon at second, Dylan Broderick at first. Glenn Peischer doing the catching behind home plate, and Grayson Kovac, the right-handed reliever, on the hill. First offering with one gone in the top half of the 7th. Evan Melberger is down low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Kovac holds up towards the Blazers' lettering. The line, then the deal is inside. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 hits to 4 in favor of Scranton. You're correct. 2 balls and no strikes. I looked at the scoreboard. Scoreboard was wrong. I was wrong, too. It doesn't matter. This pitch flown out to center field. Woolwine's under it, and we could disregard the count as Woolwine makes his second catch and second out of the inning.
From Wilkes-Barre, number 5, Casey O'Brien.
And it's now Casey O'Brien, the second baseman, and the 9-hole hitter to the plate. O'Brien started this season 1 for 33. Since then, he turned it all around in a game at Memorial Park with 2 hits. He's 13 of 22 since then, now a .255 batting average. One of the wildest turnarounds you'll see as Kovac skies that one over the head of O'Brien, and he has to duck down.
And you have to wonder, it is loud concert, loud music, how it affects the pitchers having, something a little bit unusual, such as a live country concert across the street, how it affects them on the mound.
Count 2-0. I've always talked about this with golf. One sudden noise kind of scares you, but when it's constant noise, it's okay. As the 2-0 was outside, the count 3-0 with 2 outs in the inning here to Casey O'Brien. But golfers, they get upset when there's a sudden noise. Basketball players, they won't complain about noise because it's just constant. I would assume if it's just constant concert noise and not just one loud spark, then you probably are okay, but who knows? Could be wrong.
Solid take.
4-pitch walk there issued to Casey O'Brien, the 9-hole hitter.
And the shortstop from East Stroudsburg, number 6, Jack Mathis.
And now it's the shortstop and the leadoff hitter as the lineup turns over, and Jack Mathis, the sophomore at East Stroudsburg University, who scored the game's first run with an RBI double into the left field corner. That was back in the top half of the 5th inning. 2 outs in the top of the 7th for Grayson Kovac in relief. First offering here to Mathis. It's shot in the air out to left field. Over to his right is Curtis. Gonna dive. He makes the catch! Matt Curtis showing off the athleticism in left field for the 3rd out in the inning. A runner left stranded will head to the bottom of the 7th. It's still 1-0. Home half of the 7th inning, and of course, guess who else will lead off the 7th inning? It's Matt Curtis, who just made the 3rd and final out of the top half of the 7th on a diving play in left field, ranging over to his right in the shallow area of right field towards foul territory. He makes the catch. Could have been disaster if that ball gets by him with a runner aboard and 2 outs. And he launches one out to left field, ranging back is Daniels to the track, looking up, and it is going to one hop off the wall. Curtis digs into second, and he gets there with a leadoff stand-up double.
The catcher for Northampton Community College, number 8, number 21, Glenn Pfizer.
The way Daniels kind of just let that one drop over his head, I thought for a second it might have cleared the fence, but it just stuck right on the base of the wall. And as a result, Curtis into second, leadoff double, and a pitching change coming here as the day is done for Brandon Wozniak. 79 total pitches. He works his way through 6 innings scoreless, but now his runner and possible run standing on second in Matt Curtis. So we will step away. We'll tell you about the next pitcher for Scranton when we come back. New pitcher into the game. It is Dustin Ferraro for the Wilkes-Barre Miners, and Ferraro has seen his fair share of these Quakertown batters. This is now his 4th appearance, and he's pitched 6 total innings in relief against Quakertown. 2 innings in each of those 3 outings. He's allowed 3 earned runs in 1 of those outings, and the rest scoreless. Placing down a bunt here is the catcher, Peischer. That one goes foul.
And that bunt could have potentially been disastrous if it went a little bit further, as that one was in the air, which could have allowed third baseman Luke Spencer to grab it if it went a little bit deeper. You know, the key to a bunt is making sure it stays on the ground.
0-1 pitch is sent in the air out to right field. Jake Milan's back a few steps. Tagging from second is Matt Curtis. The throw into third, and it is not in time. Curtis gets there standing up. He opts not to slide. And he looks like he patted his chest there and said, "My bad for not sliding," to Coach Mike Fitzgerald, who was signaling for him to slide. But either way, he's in the third, and now it's a sacrifice opportunity for Grayson Kovac, the 9-hole hitter and the new pitcher into the game for the Blazers.
And Glenn Fisher does his job there. That's what the Blazers have need to do. Hit that ball into right field to allow that runner to tag from second to third. But both times there's been opportunities to score from second base. The ball's been continuously hit to that left side of the field, which just doesn't allow that runner to advance to third.
0-1 with 1 out here in the inning and a runner on third. That ball bounces, and a beautiful stop by Gavin Lecoe to possibly save a run. It's Matt Curtis on third base after leading things off with a stand-up double. Count 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Blazers in much need of a victory here. The magic number overall is 5 between them winning and Pocono losing as Kovac turns on one foul.
Rolls all the way in to the Miners bullpen, who they have someone warming up there, I think.
Looks
just
like
kind of having a catch right now, not seeing any active pitching, but
in 1-2 pitch, Kovac stays alive as he tips that one off the bat. The catcher, Gavin Lecoe, not able to corral that one, so we'll do the 1-2 offering with 1 out here again, with Matt Curtis standing 90 feet away on third base. Kovac currently 4th in the team in RBIs with 6 total. A chance to get number 7 here, and a sacrifice opportunity with Curtis standing on third. The count 1-2 with 1 out. Ferraro, the right-handed reliever, on the hill. He kicks and deals. Kovac lifts this one out of play, foul back behind us off the roof of the pavilion.
Not too many people jumped that time.
So we'll do the 1-2 offering once again. Kovac staying alive. One out in the 7th. Ferraro holds up towards the lettering on the Miners jersey, and he lifts this one in the air out to left field. Ranging back is Daniels. He looks up, and it's gone! Grayson Kovac, a 2-run shot. The Blazers have the lead. It's 2-1.
That is the first home run of the season for Grayson Kovac, and it's giving the Blazers a 2-1 lead.
Liftoff from Grayson Kovac, the reliever in this game, and the 9-hole batter comes through. He gives Quakertown a much-needed lead.
And you see how excited these Quakertown Blazers are. Greeting Kovac as he rounds home, all clapping, all cheering, the smiles on their face. Today's a must-win. These are all, winning 5 games out of 6 is certainly a feat for anyone. And especially in this quick game, you want to take the lead.
Simpson goes first pitch swinging, and he pops this one up to center field. And Melberger ranges into shallow center for out number 2.
The second baseman from University of Maryland Eastern Shore, number 5, Carter Ribbon.
So Kovac, actually his second home run of the season. He has one in a suspended game against the Pocono Timber Rattlers that's not on the stat sheet, but he does technically have a home run. It's just not recorded as an official game yet. So number 2, number 1 on the stat sheet.
And a huge home run, too, to come with a man on base. So, you don't just have that solo home run, which would have been great in itself, tied the game, but you're able to score Curtis and take the lead.
Here we are talking about sacrifice opportunity. How about just score both runs at once on a fly ball out to left field? One way to do it.
Definitely. And what a fun way to do it.
The hard hit ball is finally paying off here for the Blazers in the bottom half of the 7th inning as that pitch misses from Ferraro, and the count now 2-1. Ferraro holding the wind and the deal to Carter Ribbon. This one's popped up in foul territory towards the first base side. It's Nate Dudek over, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out. But not before 2 runs come across to score for Quakertown. They take the lead in the bottom of the 7th off the bat of Grayson Kovac, a 2-run shot to left field. After a leadoff double from Matt Curtis, we will head into the top half of the 8th inning. The Blazers lead. It's 2-1. The music's blasting here at Memorial Park. It's blasting at the concert at the Univest Performance Center out in left field, and a ball was just blasted as well over the left field fence by Grayson Kovac. A 2-run shot to take the lead for the Blazers. In the bottom of the 7th, top of the 8th here, he's still on the hill. Grayson Kovac, he delivers in a first pitch strike to Corey Daniels, who just watched that ball out in left field sail over the fence. A chance to get revenge. Count 0-1 here in the top of the 8th. Leadoff batter Daniels. He takes that pitch inside. The count even at 1-1 strike. Thank you for joining us here tonight on the Blazers YouTube channel. 8:41 p.m. after a late start, 7:10 p.m. first pitch. Rocco Pellegrino joined alongside Julie Henry, who's coming up to the booth. Just taking some pictures for social media during the half-inning break. That pitch delivered in for a strike. It's 1-2 to Corey Daniels, who's 0 for 2 tonight. Kovac holds. The wind and the 1-2 pitch inside. So the day now done for the starter in this game in Brandon Wozniak. He has 1 run charged to his name, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 walks and 2 Ks. This pitch is popped up into shallow right field. Going to be a tough play in foul territory, and the first baseman, Dylan Broderick, spins, pirouettes, and he makes the catch.
The right fielder from Florida Atlantic, number 31, Jake Millen.
Actually, it looks like it might have been Carter Ribbon. I think it was Carter Ribbon instead, yeah. Ribbon was able to make the catch. The beam was blocking my view, literally right in the middle of that, where that ball was coming down. Either way, it's out number 1. Malachi Duca warming up in the pen now. He's heading out in the right field, foul territory side bullpen. 1 out here in the top half of the 8th. The Blazers searching for a much-needed win as this pitch is launched into right center. Going to be an easy play for Woolwine as he's able to get under it just in time. He makes it look easy. A long run initially, but out number 2 in the top of the 8th. Jake Milan, the home run derby winner, had some pop under that ball, just stayed up just long enough for Woolwine, the center fielder with plenty of range out there in the outfield. He's played right field a lot this year. He got moved to center during the middle of this season, and he's talked a lot about how he enjoys playing center more. He has more range and flexibility to call off the balls that he wants to call off, as Julia interviewed him and got that nice soundbite.
Definitely. I mean, he just really talked about how much he loves being an outfielder. And certainly about how center field is just the easiest for him to be able to track down those balls.
Is Luke Spencer at the plate here. Count 2-0 with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Grayson Kovac, after a 2-run home run, trying to get his second inning relieved unscathed. That pitch down low. It's 3-0 to Spencer. Spencer 0 for 3 tonight. A .429 batting average that leads the team, but he's 1 for 20 overall against the Blazers. He ducks out and takes that pitch. It's a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs. And he'll head to first.
Farley Dickinson, number 27, Nate Dudek.
So now it's Nate Dudek, the first baseman. After a 4-pitch walk to Spencer issued by Kovac. 6 hits to 6. Even here at Memorial Park, the runner off from first. The throw down for Peischer. It's offline and it sprays into center field. Spencer will stop there at second. Dudek had 1 of the 5 home runs yesterday in that 13-3 win for Scranton over Southside that gave them the division lead for the time being. Both teams with huge playoff implications here tonight at Memorial Park. Spencer takes his lead at second. Dudek 2 for 3 tonight. Time is called. Dudek entering tonight was 0 for 7 against Quakertown. He's now made that 2 for 10. Count 1-0 with 2 outs as Kovac holds, brings it to the glove at the belt. Looking the runner back, he kicks and fires. That pitch in there for a called first strike. The fastball finds the zone. It's 1-1. Not a cloud in the sky here tonight. Not a lot of wind. Beautiful night for baseball as the heat has cooled down. Nate Dudek at the plate. Kovac kicks and fires to him. That pitch low. RBI double by Jack Mathis in the top of the 5th. Started the scoring 2-run shot from Kovac in the bottom of the 7th to take the lead for the Blazers. He stands now on the hill. He fires a 2-1 pitch, and that one finds the zone, 2-2. Six strikeouts tonight for Blazers pitchers. Whittick with 4, the starter. Trey Sanders with 2, the middle reliever. Now it's Grayson Kovac looking for his first. 2-2 with 2 outs. The pitch, swing and a miss. Kovac leaves a runner stranded in scoring position at second base. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blazers still nurse a 1-run lead. Casey Vaughn will lead things off here for the Blazers as they look to add some insurance runs before heading into the top of the 9th inning. 3 outs left defensively, but chance here to add to this 1-run lead. It's 3-4-5 due up. Vaughn takes the first pitch on the inside corner from Dustin Ferraro, who gave up the 2-run shot in relief to Grayson Kovac, who just got 3 big outs in relief. 2 innings pitched so far for Kovac, scoreless and hitless. Pitch spins inside and misses. The count 1-1, nobody out, as Vaughn is the leadoff batter. Ferraro holds the wind, and the 1-1 pitch. Shot in the air out to left field. Corey Daniels over. The center fielder Melberger over, and he calls him off to make the catch as his hat falls to the ground. Out number 1.
Fielder from Elizabethtown, number 31, Mason Woolwine.
And now it is Mason Woolwine coming to the plate. Woolwine has been overall the hottest hitter for the Blazers this season with a .289 batting average. Leads the team in extra base hits. He's hit well overall against Scranton.
Definitely, and has 2 of the 6 hits tonight for the Blazers.
He's got 6 hits overall, 6 for 18 against the Miners. He takes that first pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. Ferraro, the wind and the off-speed curveball sweeps into the zone for a strike. It's 0-2. Woolwine trying to find the first base runner of the inning here for the Blazers. 1 out. Count 0-2. Ferraro kicks in the pitch. This one's popped up in the infield. The shortstop, Jack Mathis, is under it, locating it, trotting back a few steps, and he makes the catch. And Woolwine is retired for the second out of the inning.
Number 23, Dylan Broderick.
First baseman Dylan Broderick, the sophomore from Chestnut Hill, up to the dish. Blazers looking for a 2-out base runner. They need 3 outs to get their much-needed 12th win of the year in the top of the 9th. Trying to add to that lead. First pitch swinging here from Broderick, and it's flown back out of play. The Blazers' magic number is 5. 0-1 with 2 gone. Ferraro, the wind and the deal to Broderick. It's low and away. The Miners scored first in this game in the top of the 5th. That was the 18th time that's happened this year for a Blazers opponent. They're 4-12-1 when that happens. Trying to change the tide a little bit here, make it 5-12-1. Count now 2-1 after that pitch misses.
And I just had to laugh a little because, we're talking about this country concert, Low Cash, and Kokomo by the Beach Boys is the song they're playing. not sure, the great song. Definitely not country, but I like it, so.
Yeah, why not?
Just
good background
threw me
noise.
off a little to hear Beach Boys coming from a country concert.
A little bit of a different contrast to the high-intensity game here. Big playoff implications as the 3-1 pitch. It's taken by Dylan Broderick, and he works a 5-pitch gentleman's walk with 2 outs.
Number 68, Logan
Certainly a mellow summer song as a very critical walk by Broderick recorded there.
So Logan Sig inserted into the game in right field now bats in Jackson Schollenberger's spot with a runner on first. Sig 3 for 36 overall, but he has gotten the job done in the RBI category. 5 RBIs, that's tied for 5th on the team. Takes the first pitch low. It's 1-0 with 2 gone in the inning. Infield and outfield remains the same for the Miners. In the outfield, it's Daniels in left, Melberger in center, Milan, the home run derby champ, in right. In the infield from left to right, it's Spencer, Mathis, O'Brien, Dudek. 1-0 pitch, shot right back at us, but there's protective netting
That
for a
one
reason.
didn't make. Usually I'm good and don't flinch, but that one was really. That might be the most spot on a foul ball's ever come back at us, even with that net. Oh, your instinct sometimes.
Indeed. 1-1 pitch with 2 gone. Sig takes it upstairs. Broderick stands on first base. He's 4 for 4 stealing bags this season.
And now more Beach Boys. I'm sorry, I'm just really distracted by the Beach Boys music coming from this country concert.
As Ferraro gets a swing and a miss from Sig, the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs in the bottom half of the 8th. The Blazers trying to add some insurance runs. Magic number's 5. They could get 1 here tonight. Pocono losses also add to that in the coming games. As this pitch is popped up in foul territory towards the Miners' dugout. Going to be a tough play for the third baseman. And it looks like Luke Spencer was able to make the catch we couldn't see as the dugout was hiding it. But Spencer, the third baseman, ranges into foul territory for the third out in the inning. And Ferraro, after giving up a 2-run shot in the last half inning, he leaves a base runner stranded and pitches a scoreless 8th. We'll head to the top of the 9th inning. The Blazers need 3 outs to get their much-needed 12th win of the season. See if they could pull it off here on the Blazers YouTube channel. Back here for the top of the 9th. Coming in to pitch is Malachi Duca for the Blazers, looking for the 3-out save as Grayson Kovac heads out to right field defensively after getting 6 huge outs in relief and a 2-run home run from Kovac, giving the Blazers the lead. Leading things off, it'll be Luke Kopak. Malachi Duca, he's been the best reliever for the Blazers after his first 2 starts, in relief. First 2 appearances in relief, he had 7 runs allowed total. Since then, 7 appearances, no earned runs. He's been perfect. That's why he gets the ball here in this critical spot as the Blazers look for their first of 5 needed wins or Pocono losses to make the playoffs. 1-0 pitch on the way here, and that one's fouled off out of play. The count 1-1. Blazers have a doubleheader tomorrow against the Trenton Generals. Monday, a resuming game against Southside. Doubleheader on Sunday against Pocono. Those are the 2 big ones. Have a chance to clinch there. That would be the earliest they could. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball right back to shortstop. Casey Vaughn has it across the diamond in time for out number 1.
And there's no time like the present there for that play from shortstop to first, be in out and be in time. Perfect way to get the first out.
Kopech is retired, now 1 for 4 on the night, and Gavin Laco, the catcher, who's 0 for 3, will dig in here. Righty-righty matchup with one gone in the ninth. 2 outs left for the 3-out save for Malachi Duca. He kicks and fires. The pitch in for a strike. It's 0-1. Outfield and infield played to their normal spots and depth as Duca holds at the hip. The 0-1. That's in there for a strike. Back-to-back looking strikes from Gavin Lecoe, and it's 0-2 with one gone in the ninth. Duca comes set. He's ready. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Duca, second out of the inning. And the Blazers 1 out away from a huge victory.
Number 8, Evan Melberger.
It's the 8-hole batter and number 8, Evan Melberger, the center fielder and the lefty, coming to the plate representing the last gasp for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. The division-leading Miners, they have a 1-game lead over Southside. This game just as much important for them as it is for the Blazers. Huge hack and a swing and a miss. Duca ahead of the count, 0-1.
And you can feel the momentum in the Blazers' possession. You can feel that the Miners feel that pressure to get a hit, that they have to stay alive right here, right now.
The 0-1 outside, and the count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs in the ninth. Malachi Duca looking for the 3-out save, showing bunt and pulling it back on the inside pitch is Melberger. And it's 2 balls and a strike. 1-run ball game. 1 out remaining for the Blazers. That pitch upstairs. And it's 3-1 to Melberger. It's O'Brien standing on deck. Awaiting the 3-1 pitch with 2 gone. Duca delivers. That one's flown back out of play and the count moves full.
There's not much more of an exciting full count than in the top of the ninth with 2 outs.
Count 3-2. Duca gets the sign. He likes it. 2 gone. The payoff pitch upstairs, and Melberger works the full count into a 2-out walk. And the 9-hole batter,
Number 5, Casey O'Brien.
Casey O'Brien, coming to the plate now. O'Brien representing the current leading run. The tying run stands on first. And Evan Melberger. Malachi Duca looking for a 3-out save. The first pitch fouled back into the protective netting, and it's 0-1. Have the force in order at second base if needed. O'Brien does, in fact, have some speed. Could beat out an infield ground ball. The 0-1 pitch with 2 gone in the ninth. The sweeper moves into the zone. It's 0-2. And O'Brien down to his last strike. Blazers looking for their first of 5 needed in the magic number. The 0-2 with 2 gone. Ground ball right back up the middle. Carter Ribbon has it, and he steps on second, and the game is over. Malachi Duca, the 3-out save. Grayson Kovac, 2 scoreless innings in relief, and a 2-run home run to take the lead in the bottom of the 7th, and the Blazers' magic number is now 4. A huge victory. They take it over the division-leading Scranton Wilkes-Barre Miners. How about that one, Julia? Quick and fun game.
What a fun game. And I mean, under 2 hours. I mean, the game of baseball, it's rare when it's under 2 hours. We get a game that's just under 2 hours. And, you know, that was the key. I'm going to say the key to tonight's game was efficiency.
Yeah.
They were able to get strikes. They were able to get Scranton to hit many balls into play that the defense did their job. And that's, you know, the pieces all seem to be clicking, and hopefully this carries in to the doubleheader here tomorrow. And, you know, this is what we've kind of foreshadowed all season. The magic number is still 4 out of 5, still a feat, but this is the time to get hot. This is when you have to win. This last week and into playoffs, you don't need to be hot at the beginning of the season. If you can do whatever in the beginning, as long as you end strong. And the Blazers set themselves up well to carry this momentum into tomorrow, into the doubleheader here at Memorial Park that we'll be on the call for. And no, they cut that number down, and they still have that room for a loss.
Yeah, the Blazers are now winners in 3 of their last 6. They improved to 12-15-2, and they currently hold that 3rd and final playoff spot in the Northern Division, as the Pocono Timber Rattlers 12-17-1, the Blazers 12-15-2. 5 games remaining for the Blazers. 2 of them will come tomorrow against Trenton. It'll be a big one.
And no time like the present for the first weeknight home win. I mean, we kind of foreshadowed this, that it hadn't happened all season, and there have been plenty of home weeknight games, but again, now is when it matters. So no time like the present for the Blazers to do so, and they did so tonight.
Indeed, the magic number down to 4. 2 games tomorrow against the Generals. The Pocono Timber Rattlers have 2 games against the Mercer Mammoths. That could add to the magic number needed as well. We'll be on the call tomorrow for that game against the Trenton Generals. Game 1 scheduled for noon. Game 2 of the doubleheader, which we'll also be here for, will begin 20 minutes at the conclusion of Game 1. We thank you for tuning in here tonight as the Blazers and Grayson Kovac, the hero with a 2-run home run and 2 scoreless innings in relief. They give the Blazers their 12th win of the season. We'll be back tomorrow, Saturday. From Julia Henry and Rocco Pellegrino, we thank you for joining us here tonight on the Blazers YouTube channel, and we will see you tomorrow afternoon.